Okay, so we all know that Gervonta Tank Davis, he doesn't have an opponent yet for November or December. The plan was for him to fight against Lomachenko in a unification bout, which would have been a big fight. But now with no Lomachenko and no Shakur Stevenson, he doesn't have too many more options when it comes to making a big fight. So now out of nowhere, Teofimo Lopez, he just called out Gervonta.
Hey, Tank, give me a fight, brother.
You mentioned the Gervonta fight. Say, Gervonta, give me a fight.
Yeah.
Is that the fight you want the most? What do you want to say?
He ain't fighting. I ain't fighting. What's up?
Say again?
He's not fighting. I ain't fighting. What's up?
He's got a November date and a December date. Could you make that date?
Ready? I don't know. I don't know. Am I ready?
Why do you want that fight with Tank, Tio? I mean, it's obvious. It's a great fight, but why?
Well, I don't like people saying that I'm dunking somebody.
Now, and I had already told you that this is the fight that makes the most sense. This is the biggest fight that can be made since Gervonta can't get Lomachenko or Shakur Stevenson right now. But the problem is we can't take anything that Teofimo Lopez says seriously. I mean, remember, when Teofimo Lopez chose to fight against George Kambosos, it was Teo that was reaching out to Kambosos directly. And even though Bob Arum and Top Rank never wanted to make that fight, Teo, he went against them. And he still made sure that that fight came to fruition. But he's never showed that kind of determination to make a fight with Gervonta Tank Davis. Remember, Teofimo is the same fighter who said right after he beat Lomachenko, it don't make no sense to fight Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Tank Davis, or Devin Haney. He said those fights shouldn't happen for at least 3 or 5 years. Then about 3 or 4 years after he said that, he says this about Gervonta.
Everybody wants to see you fight guys like Devin, Gervonta, Shakur. But there's no way in hell, like, you're just going to walk away from those big fights. And even though you have accomplished more than a lot of those guys, you're just going to walk away from fighting guys like that now?
I am. Yeah, I am. I think the reason why I'm walking away is
that
not...
competitive fire's not in there, man?
It's not about the competitiveness. I could beat those guys if it was just those guys that I'm fighting. I'm fighting the referee, I'm fighting the judges, I'm fighting their cornerman, and I'm fighting the commentators. It's too many fights for me. That right there is like enough is enough. You know how many times they're gonna try to force? If I sign another contract, this is how I see it. Let's say I sign a contract. Let's say with Tank, and we face each other. They'll find a way to postpone the fight and keep postponing the fight, having me wait my time.
Now understand this. When Teofimo Lopez, when he wanted to fight Josh Taylor, George Kambosos, we didn't hear him say anything like this. But the good thing about Teofimo calling out Gervonta right now is this gives Gervonta an opportunity to call his bluff. Because we know Teofimo, he often calls out fighters now that he really doesn't want to fight. Like the Terrence Crawford fight, for example. We know there's no way Teo would take a Terrence Crawford fight. First of all, he already said that he's not moving up to 154. And it's pretty ironic because in this same interview, Teofimo Lopez, he said that Crawford's performance over Madrimov was subpar, when Teofimo's last 5 out of 6 performances was subpar. Teo against Pedro Campa, Jermaine Ortiz, Sandar Martin, Steve Clackett, and George Kambosos. And if you compare all of them to Madrimov, none of these fighters were undefeated champions. This man Teofimo, he struggled against a Steve Clackett, a fighter who has 7 losses. After going 12 rounds with Steve Clackett, you look at Teofimo Lopez's face, and he looked like he had been in the ring with a Terrence Crawford. So at the end of the day, it would be great to see Gervonta versus Teofimo Lopez, but I don't believe that Teo would actually really take the fight. Something else I gotta remind you Teofimo said and did. Teo tried to make it sound like he wanted a Devin Haney fight. Then when he ran into Eddie Hearn, he told Eddie that he wanted $10 million to fight Devin Haney. Then years later, his father runs into Bill Haney and he says on camera, we want $20 million to fight Devin Haney. And this is the reason why we can't take anything Teofimo Lopez says on a camera seriously until we find out that he's in serious negotiations. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, the fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo Diki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodiki.com.
Like them on Facebook and follow them on Instagram.
Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.